Have you ever had one of those days where you wake up feeling just a bit off, maybe a little more tired than usual, joints a bit stiffer, or your memory playing tricks on you just enough to be annoying? It's easy to brush it off as just getting older, isn't it? We tell ourselves it's normal. But what if some of those subtle feelings, those quiet little signs, are actually nudges from our body? Warnings we're missing because they're hidden in plain sight, maybe even hidden in the food we've loved our whole lives? Think about this. Something as simple as comforting as cheese. For decades, it's been there, on sandwiches, melted over potatoes, crumbled onto salads, a familiar friend. But here's something most of us over 60 were never told. That comforting friend might actually be two-faced. Recent research is showing that while some cheeses can be powerful allies as we age, protecting our brain, strengthening our bones, even calming our gut, others are like silent saboteurs, quietly contributing to inflammation, high blood pressure, and cloudy thinking. It sounds complicated, right? Navigating nutrition can feel like a minefield, especially now. But what if I told you the solution is actually quite simple? It's not about giving up cheese entirely, but about knowing which ones to choose. There are specific, naturally made cheeses that work with your body as it ages, offering the nutrients you need most right now. In this video, we're going to uncover the truth. We'll explore 3 types of cheese that people over 60 should seriously consider avoiding, and the hidden reasons why they can be particularly harmful now. 3 incredible cheeses you should be eating, packed with benefits for strength, clarity, and vitality. We'll dive into why these differences matter so much more after 60, looking at digestion, inflammation, and nutrient absorption. And trust me, the first cheese on the avoid list is one many of us eat without a second thought, yet might be the most damaging of all. You absolutely need to hear this one. But before we dive in, let me ask you this. What's one food you've loved for years that you now suspect might not be serving your health as well as it used to? Share it in the comments below. Let's see how many of us are wondering the same things. And listen, if you're serious about navigating your health journey after 60 with clarity and confidence, hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell right now is crucial. Think of it as securing your front row seat for insights that could genuinely change how you feel day to day. You won't find this kind of targeted advice just anywhere. Okay, let's get real. It's tough admitting that things we enjoy might not be good for us. I remember my own parents reaching for certain foods out of habit, things they'd eaten since they were kids. It's hard to break those patterns. But knowledge is power, especially now. Let's start with the cheeses that could be quietly working against you. 1. Processed cheese spreads, the nostalgic nightmare. The tub, the jar, the little foil-wrapped triangles. That impossibly smooth, creamy texture. It spreads like a dream on toast, melts perfectly into a quick sauce. It tastes like childhood picnics and easy lunches, doesn't it? For so many of us, these processed cheese spreads are pure comfort, wrapped in convenience. But here's the hard truth for those of us over 60. This isn't really cheese. Not in the way our bodies need it to be. It's an industrial concoction, a blend of leftover cheese bits, chemical emulsifiers to make it smooth, artificial colors to make it look appealing, preservatives for shelf life, and alarmingly high levels of sodium and unhealthy fats. They market it as easy, friendly, even kid-approved. But the reality, for our aging systems, is far less innocent. Think about it. As we age, our kidneys work harder, our arteries are as flexible, our metabolism naturally slows down. Those additives, they hit us harder now. Take sodium phosphate, a common preservative in these spreads. It doesn't just keep the texture right. It puts a silent strain on your kidneys every single time you eat it. Over time, this can contribute to kidney stress, a risk highlighted by organizations like the National Kidney Foundation. And the fat? It's often not just saturated fat, but sometimes even trans fats, partially hydrogenated oils, the kind banned in many places because they actively harm your heart by raising bad LDL cholesterol and lowering good HDL cholesterol. This creates a dangerous environment for heart disease and stroke, and fuels systemic inflammation, that underlying fire that can worsen joint pain, cognitive decline, and fatigue. The damage isn't loud or sudden. It's a slow, quiet erosion, blood pressure creeping up, feeling inexplicably tired, finding words just out of reach, maybe lab results showing slightly elevated creatinine or triglycerides. It's the invisible price we pay for convenience, sacrificing long-term vitality for a moment of easy comfort. These spreads are a Trojan horse, designed for maximum shelf life, not your life. Does this description resonate? Have you relied on these spreads without realizing the potential impact? If this information was eye-opening, type 1 in the comments below. Let me know you're hearing this. And if you think a processed spread is a worse offender, wait until you hear about the cheese often seen on fancy platters. It looks sophisticated, smells expensive, but carries hidden risks that can blindside you. 2. Blue cheese, gourmet taste, hidden danger. Blue cheese. It evokes images of elegance, doesn't it? A fancy restaurant, a carefully curated cheese board, a glass of fine wine. It feels like a treat, a mark of a refined palate. But for our bodies over 60, the seemingly sophisticated choice hides a potential danger zone. The distinctive blue veins come from Penicillium mold. This living fungus produces compounds like tyramine and histamine. While younger bodies often metabolize these without issue, our enzyme activity tends to decrease significantly with age. This means tyramine and histamine can build up, potentially triggering sudden, sharp spikes in blood pressure, unsettling heart palpitations, or even severe migraines and dizziness. Some seniors have even had frightening trips to the emergency room, never suspecting a small serving of blue cheese was the culprit. There's another layer of risk, listeria. Because blue cheese is aged and sometimes made with raw milk, it has a higher potential for contamination with this dangerous bacterium. Listeria infection can be devastating, even fatal, for older adults, especially those with compromised immune systems. It often starts subtly, maybe a low fever, fatigue, or mild stomach upset, but can rapidly escalate to serious conditions like meningitis or sepsis. And let's not forget the sodium. Blue cheese is often packed with it, sometimes over 400 milligrams per ounce. Combine that with a high saturated fat content in many varieties, and you have a potential recipe for contributing to hardened arteries and increased cardiovascular risk, all wrapped up in a gourmet package. The price for that tangy flavor can be instability in blood pressure, an inflammatory burden, and hidden infection risks. Not everything aged with care is good for the aged. Mold and potent compounds are one thing, but what about something seemingly much simpler? The smooth, cool staple lurking in almost every fridge. 3. Cream cheese, the soft enemy you never saw coming. Cream cheese feels so harmless, doesn't it? Cool, smooth, waiting patiently for your morning bagel or to be stirred into a creamy sauce. It's familiar, part of our routine. And maybe that's the danger. Its unassuming nature. It doesn't scream warning like some other foods. But look closer. For those of us over 60, cream cheese offers very little nutritionally. It has minimal protein, but is loaded with saturated fat. As our metabolism slows, our bodies struggle more to process this excess fat, which can contribute directly to visceral fat, that dangerous fat accumulating around our organs, linked to insulin resistance, heart disease, and inflammation. Fat isn't the only issue. Many cream cheeses, especially flavored ones, honey nut, strawberry, contain added sugars. Even seemingly small amounts can spike insulin, disrupt blood sugar balance, a major concern for seniors, and feed inflammation, contributing to fatigue and brain fog. At this stage, every bite counts. Choosing calorie-dense but nutrient-poor foods means missing opportunities to nourish and support your body. And yes, listeria is a concern here too. Its high moisture content and soft texture make cream cheese a potential breeding ground for bacteria, especially if left out even briefly. Seniors are more vulnerable. What might seem like a mild headache or slight confusion could be the early signs of a serious infection. The price for that creamy comfort? It could be rising cholesterol, unstable blood sugar, stubborn belly fat, or a hidden infection risk. It's not evil, but it's not your friend as you age. Okay, that was the tough part. Hearing about potential harms in foods we enjoy is never easy. But remember, knowledge empowers us to make better choices. If you're still with me and finding this valuable, please type 1 in the comments again. It helps me know this information is hitting home. Now let's shift gears. Let's talk about the cheeses that can be incredible allies on your health journey. The good news is enjoying cheese doesn't have to be off the table. You just need to know where to look. Let's explore 3 fantastic options that are generally gentler, more nutritious, and actively beneficial for aging bodies. 1. Goat cheese, a gentle superfood. There's an understated elegance to goat cheese. It's often simpler, more natural than its processed counterparts, yet surprisingly powerful. For those over 60, it's more than just tasty. It's like a therapeutic partner for a changing body. Why? First, digestibility. Goat cheese naturally contains less lactose and a different type of casein protein than cow's milk cheese. This often makes it much gentler on the digestive system, a huge plus if you start experiencing bloating or discomfort you never used to have. But it goes deeper. The fats in goat cheese are primarily short and medium-chain fatty acids. Your body can use these more readily for energy, rather than storing them as visceral fat. This is incredibly helpful when facing a slower metabolism. Goat cheese also provides valuable nutrients like zinc and selenium, important for immune function and thyroid health, along with probiotics, beneficial bacteria that support a healthy gut microbiome, crucial for reducing inflammation and even supporting mood. It even contains vitamin A and some omega-3s, subtly nourishing brain health. It's clean, natural nourishment that feels good. Goat cheese is fantastic. But what about a cheese that acts like a quiet protector for your heart and bones? 2. Swiss cheese, the subtle shield. Swiss cheese, with its iconic holes and mild, nutty flavor, has some remarkable, often overlooked benefits, especially for seniors. Its standout feature? Exceptionally low sodium content, around 54 milligrams per ounce. At a time when managing blood pressure is critical, this is a game changer. You get the satisfaction of cheese without the salt overload. Even more importantly, Swiss cheese is a fantastic source of vitamin K2. Many seniors are deficient in K2, yet it plays a vital role in directing calcium into your bones and away from your arteries. This helps prevent arterial calcification, the hardening of arteries that contribute significantly to heart disease and stroke risk. Swiss cheese literally helps keep minerals where they belong. It's also packed with calcium and protein for bone and muscle health, and vitamin B12 for nerve function and cognitive clarity. Plus, its natural aging process significantly reduces lactose, making it easily digestible for many. The bacteria used in making traditional Swiss cheese even produce unique anti-inflammatory compounds. It's a quiet powerhouse. Are you surprised by the benefits of Swiss cheese, especially the vitamin K2 aspect? If this was new information for you, let me know by typing 1 in the comments. From the subtle shield to something a bit bolder, let's look at a crumbly classic with ancient roots. 3. Feta cheese. Crumble simplicity, lasting strength. Feta might seem humble, but this crumbly, tangy cheese offers tremendous value. Traditionally made from sheep's milk or a sheep/goat mix, it's naturally lower in lactose and has a protein structure that's often easier to digest than cow's milk varieties. Another win for sensitive aging guts. Feta shines in its nutrient profile, rich in calcium and protein for bones and muscles, and vitamin B12 for nerves and energy. These are critical for maintaining mobility, balance, and mental sharpness as we age. Perhaps its most unique benefit comes from being a brined, fermented cheese. This means it's naturally rich in probiotics. These beneficial bacteria help maintain a healthy gut microbiome, which is foundational for good digestion, strong immunity, and even stable mood, all areas that can become challenging with age or medication use. A sprinkle of feta can be like a small daily dose of gut restoration. While it tastes salty, you typically use small amounts, and a quick rinse can significantly reduce sodium if needed. It's proof that simple, traditional foods often hold profound benefits. Have you considered feta for its probiotic benefits before? If you appreciate this gut-friendly aspect, type one last time in the comments. So there you have it. The world of cheese, viewed through the lens of aging gracefully. It's not about deprivation. It's about informed choices. Aging isn't just about adding years to life, but life to years. And the food we choose plays a massive role in that. Those processed spreads, high-sodium blue cheeses, and low-nutrient cream cheeses might offer fleeting comfort, but they can ask a high price from our bodies over time. Choosing options like goat cheese, Swiss, or feta isn't just about taste. It's an act of self-care, of respect for the incredible journey your body has taken. It's about choosing foods that support your heart, nourish your brain, strengthen your bones, and keep your gut happy. This knowledge gives you power. The power to choose vitality, clarity, and strength, one mindful bite at a time. It's never too late to make small shifts that yield significant results. What's one change you're inspired to make after hearing this? Maybe swapping your usual spread for goat cheese, or trying Swiss for its heart benefits. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. If this video provided valuable insights and empowered you, please give a thumbs up, share it with friends or family over 60 who might benefit, and most importantly, subscribe and turn on notifications. We're building community here focused on thriving in our later years, and I don't want you to miss out on future tips designed just for you. Thank you for watching. Here's to making choices that help us live healthier, happier, and more vibrant lives at any age.